alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Or how's it going?
Alhamdulillah, all good. How about you?
Alhamdulillah, pretty well. So yeah, I think we planned about discussing, sports and how following sports affects every day. So during, I think I started following cricket in specifically, if I would say around 2002, 2003. So yes, apart from studies, that was the topic that used to take most of my time. And
Okay.
before we specifically, my parents didn't have a TV at our place to avoid
Yeah.
us having distractions. They wanted us more into physical activities, like having participating in sports and stuff like that, rather than spending time sitting on a couch and watching TV. So it was I didn't have much access to watching cricket, but I used to browse the internet and hear commentary, because at that time there
Mhm.
was no live streaming. So there was
Yeah.
live commentary though. So I used to hear commentary, and that was some of the things which I used to follow, because apart from studies, that was the only, I think, entertainment I had at that time. That was a very big following of mine. And in my class in eighth grade, I remember Ismail sir was our class teacher. I think I remember Ismail sir. He might have taught you as well Hindi.
In 10th standard Hindi, yeah. 10th standard, he was my class teacher. Yeah.
So yeah, for me, he was in eighth. He was our class teacher, and I was very famous in the class that when there is an India match, I would be absent on that day. So everybody knew that
Right.
this guy. I wasn't very good at playing cricket, but I people knew that if there is an India match, he follows so much that he would be absent most of the time. And during the parent-teacher meeting, Ismail sir also mentioned this to my father, that this is the case. But obviously, it wasn't something that was hidden from my father. My father used to know that he's not going today because of this and stuff. So he was okay. And I want to mention that, at one point of time when I was in eighth and I was, really cricket crazy. So because at that time, people usually, as you mentioned in earlier videos, that they send their children on at ninth grade back home to make them local, so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
for their higher studies. So my parents never had that plan to send me. But looking at my craze of cricket, he had asked me that, if you really want to follow cricket and you want to play, you can shift India. I'll put you in a good, academy. So you can,
Yeah.
follow this.
I remember after coming back to India, I came to your home, and I think it was in India. We were on your second floor, which you
Uh-huh.
had new reconstructed, and we
Right.
were watching a cricket match. And your father commented the same thing, like you said, no? Okay, I told Zubair, if you want to get into this, you get totally into this, forget
Right.
studies, and then get into cricket, play it professionally. Otherwise, you do. I remember that comment. I'm not sure if it was in India or was it in Saudi Arabia. With that, when you mentioned this, I remembered your father made that comment in front of me as well.
All right. Yeah, but at that time, you have to have some kind of mentor or someone
Yeah, yeah.
who needs to have that kind of interest in that sport. So
Right, right.
my father, he saw my interest and he was like, this is the option. If you want, I can support you in that, and I'll send you and I'll put you in an academy and everything. We'll arrange everything. But at that time, he was not that into cricket. My father, he
Okay.
follows cricket, but not crazy like me, a cricket crazy like me. He's not like that. He's okay. What's the score? Everything okay, good. Like for me, if I'm watching my favorite player or some players which I really follow, if that player comes to bat, my heart starts pounding. I'm more, I'm more tensed than the actual player himself. Uh, so that's
Right.
something like, if just thinking that he should do well, that player should do well or something like that. So all those things are
Absolutely.
obviously observed by parents, and they knew that he is really into cricket, and he should be given that option. But At that point, as I mentioned, you need to have some kind of mentor who really pushes you. You should give
Yeah.
it a try. So, because at that time, as I mentioned in earlier videos, what we used to see in Saudi was you do your 12th grade, you do your engineering, and you do your job. That was the only narrow thing. There was no social media
Mm.
telling you there are million paths that you could follow. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
we
absolutely.
only had a very narrow, uh, what do you call, vision, that this is the
Vision,
only
yeah.
thing that I need to follow. That my parents are doing this, I'll also do this. So
Yeah.
you really need to have that mentorship for the field that you want to follow. So I didn't have
Right.
that kind of mentoring. So I
Mhm.
was never sure that I really want to go into this or not. I could give it a try, but as I mentioned, my parents were there to support, but I didn't take that chance because I
Mhm.
didn't want to go alone and stay alone here. Everything would have been arranged, but still, that is going into the unknown is always difficult
Yeah. Yeah,
to
absolutely.
take that step. So that was there, and from there, the story of cricket started. So in India, once I came for engineering, I
Mm.
started in Mufakamja College, and in
Mm.
there as well. Obviously, our studies in India are so hectic that giving time
Mm.
to sports, you have to give it only when you sacrifice your studies a bit,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
because most of the time you need to go for practice, you need to go for uh, gym, your uh, physical fitness, and everything related
Yeah.
to sports. So it depends. As a person, I wasn't, I wasn't so sure that I wanted to go that much in depth into sports.
Mm.
And as I mentioned, I didn't have that kind of a mentor who was really into cricket. Like most of the cricket players or international players or even league players are those, uh, I think 50% who have somebody, a support system who is really into cricket, and that person is
Right.
always supporting you that you should go into it. So then you
Yeah.
also get the uh, motivation that you should be pursuing it. So,
Right.
but I was more into, because everybody in our family or even the surrounding system, support system we had was more into education. So I had more
Mm.
of my time given to education and studying.
Right.
But yeah, in hindsight, if I think about it, if I was in that position now, I would definitely put more time into
Uh-huh.
the sports.
Sports. Yeah.
It could be cricket or it could be any other sport, because as we discussed in a previous video as well, even if you study as much as you want, it depends on what skills you have, and it's not
Yeah.
on what actually you study and what marks you get. It doesn't depend on that.
Right. Right.
You don't have to give 100% of your time entirely to studies. You can give like
Yes.
60% to studies, 40% to sports, and enjoy both. And then you know that if you're good at sports, you can go ahead and pursue that. If you're good at studies, you
Right.
pursue that. So that
Yeah.
wasn't during that time, it was not so simple. And
Mm.
so that was the reason I had given like 100% or 95% of my full attention to studies. The only thing,
Right.
like nowadays, currently IPL is going on. So
Yeah.
even for us, we're not teenagers or kids or anything like that. So still now it takes a lot of my time, like when matches are going on, like when I'm for I'm following a team or two teams. So when the matches of those teams are on, I have my full attention into that. And like
Yeah.
as I mentioned earlier, during 8th standard, my some of the players which I support, if they come on, if their batting or bowling is going on, my my entire system would go up and down. So that is,
Yeah. Yeah.
that happens. If it is happening to a person who's in his 30s, what would happen to a kid? a teenager,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
because it affects the entire attention of the person, uh,
Absolutely.
to get back to focus back on what you're doing. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
So there are advantages and disadvantages. I would say the advantages, if you are looking to pursue full time, uh, or giving at least 80% of your time to the sport as well, to playing, then it
right,
is very good for you, because it helps you in your physical activity, in your health, as well as you
right.
have a shot at uh, going and playing at higher levels. But if you don't see yourself going that way, then giving that much of your energy and time to it
Yeah,
is uh, is just a waste. It's
yeah.
because you're not gaining
And
anything out of it.
yes.
How about you? Like, did you
Yeah.
follow any sports? Like
No,
something crazy like
I
me?
mentioned this before. I don't follow so enthusiastically any sports. I basically I accompany whoever I'm with. Like for
Right,
example,
you
when
mentioned.
we used to be together, whether in India or in Saudi Arabia, I used to watch cricket with you. We even played Brian Lara, on your laptop.
Right.
So that way. And here, one of my cousins, Atif, who is in Australia right now, he is enthusiastic about cricket as well as football. So with him, we used to watch. I used to watch. I used to ask him, okay, this is the player, asa. Hai." But me personally, on my own, I never do that. If I have someone is watching something, I watch with them. I support what जो भी जिसको भी करना है.
So you're
लेकिन खुद
saving a
से
lot of time
मैं
and energy.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
trying
basically
inshallah.
that is because once you support a team or a player, you're always it is there in the back of your head that okay, this match
Yeah.
is at this time, this player will be playing, or what is his statistics, and
Yes, yes.
how he should do well, or how how you think that can make him a better player. So more than that player himself, you'll be thinking, and you're not making
Yeah,
any money out of it, or any benefit.
no,
You're not
yeah,
getting anything out of it. So it's good to follow, but only what I feel, it should be 10% or 20% of your time. But if you're following like
yeah,
80, 90%, it's affecting your mind, and if it's affecting your
yeah.
energy, then it's especially this is an advice for youngsters, or teenagers
Yes.
who are upcoming.
Yeah.
So if you are that much interested, you should go ahead and pursue that
Mm,
sport as well.
yeah.
I understand. There are two benefits. If you get through, get to higher levels, well and good, and good luck to you. But even if it doesn't happen, you'll at least get the health benefits. You'll be healthy.
Yeah,
You'll
right.
be good. Good at sport anytime
Yes,
in your life. So there are benefits, but you have to decide how much of your time or energy you're giving to those things.
absolutely. And it's difficult to like even like for example, um, like myself, I'm very casual, but it is difficult. Okay, okay, fine, I will follow it, but I will not let it affect me. That becomes very difficult. If you are following some, like for example, cricket, and you are following it casually, that is like okay. But if you want to follow it very well, but also try to keep it out of your mind, that becomes difficult. So to watch it with that enthusiasm when the match is on, and then off yourself, that is difficult. So that's why maybe try to do that, but otherwise, yeah, casual. Try to keep it casual and just don't spend a lot of time in it. Sometimes. And also one more thing that's happened these days because of this OTT, everything is
Very accessible.
individualized. Yani कि very accessible, but also like within yourself, with your family, just आप ही के घर में. I remember maybe you also do in my family, especially when there was used to be India Pakistan matches. A lot of people used to gather in one house जहाँ पे
Yes.
रेडियो हो या जहाँ पे टीवी रहो, and वो बहुत ही अलग ही feeling होती थी. Like we see this in movies, they show villagers
Right.
doing that, but that used to happen. I mean, that is, I think that is a, in a way, it's a good thing. Okay? You have a gathering and everyone is supporting. Some may support some other team. Like fun bhi rehta ho. So that kind of a gathering thing has gone these days because it's OTT, and you are within your family. Like I think in yourself, you are the only one who watch it. I don't. I'm
Right.
not sure if everyone in your family.
I think,
Right. So
it is more like a comfort zone, When you're
yeah,
following cricket, your mind is at ease. You're like, okay,
yeah,
I'm enjoying this. It's a
yeah,
comfort
yes,
zone, so you spend more and more time. So when you are going back to your actual routine, you're coming out of your comfort zone. So
yeah,
so don't make it like a comfort zone thing. Make cricket.
yeah, yeah,
My advice would be make cricket as a activity as well, that just not
yeah.
scrolling or just not looking at the score. If you are interested so much, then you should be playing the game as well, and
Mm.
it will help in your, at least it will help you in your health. That's
Yeah,
one thing.
and it's not necessary to go all the way, India level. Even in within your school or within your college, you can be active in that, in cricket or whatever sports it is.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Speaking of that, I did you play cricket in ISD? Did you? Were you? I think you were in some group, some matches, right?
I went for trials.
Acha, acha.
We used to stay back for trials and stuff, but I never got selected. As I mentioned, I wasn't that
Okay,
kind of
okay.
a very professional kind of flavor. I didn't give much time to it, right? I
Achha, yes,
used to only give more time to watching, I think,
right.
rather than playing the game itself. Like nowadays
Okay,
in
okay.
Canada, we give like, oh, occasionally during winters we have indoor matches. So I go for
Mm-hmm.
those in gym. We play tape ball. It is just friendly,
Nice.
so it's fun just to
Right,
have an
right.
activity. So that is there. And during summers, I've already registered for a league. Again, tape ball matches. So it's
Nice.
just to have some fun, weekly once it is there, just to
Right.
unwind and to relax and to have that physical activity. So
Absolutely. Like you mentioned, physical activity, like that is a good benefit. Like even if you don't play it very enthusiastically, if you have that thing and you're playing it regularly, like weekly or whatever, physically for your health, it is definitely very beneficial.
and the second thing here, especially in Canada, it is that you get to socialize with people, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
because
Yeah, yeah.
here not people don't have time. They are into their routines and stuff. So once you are getting together for a sport, you at least get to socialize with people. You get to know about different people, about what they're doing, and
Yes.
you get to make a network. And so that also helps. Apart from the health benefits, socializing,
Yeah.
networking is also something that is plays a very important role in this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I mentioned my brother-in-law. He is into cricket a lot, and nowadays IPL every day he watches, and my nephew with him, they both watch. But my brother-in-law also he plays like there is like they have a good community group. My brother-in-law is one of the key members, so they hold matches. They do social service here and there. So they play matches and they keep prizes and everything. And a lot of times it is also sponsored by. So I mean that kind of activity, like you mentioned, activity. I think वहाँ पे भी होगा ऐसा कुछ छोटे मोटे लोग like people get together and they create that kind of activity.
Absolutely.
Daily something. Yeah, so
Yes.
that's actually socializing के लिए that's very very thing.
Yes, and as you mentioned, sponsors and companies which are coming up, they also take this
Yeah, yeah.
opportunity to, because in small leagues like table leagues and stuff like that, the sponsorship is not that high. It may be a couple of hundred of dollars, not
Yeah, yeah, of
not
course.
thousands of dollars. So people, what they do here as well in tournaments or events like these, they also sponsor
Yeah,
for finals or for awards or stuff like that.
yeah,
Because what happens
yeah,
is
yeah.
there is a group of people, and a lot of people watch and know about your business, so they do a lot of sponsoring here as well. But I wouldn't say as much as India, but there are companies because the only companies which do the sponsorships are the people whose owners already are into cricket. They know
Yeah,
about
yeah,
cricket
absolutely.
and they follow it, so they will want to get more, uh, what do you call, run more advertisements in that kind of a
Yeah,
group. And
get more reach.
yes, reach. So it really helps to run the tournaments, as well as it helps to grow your brand as well.
Right.
So I think
It was a
this
good
was
talk.
a pretty good uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
advice for youngsters, as well as um, you know uh, a good uh, rewind for us as well, like what used to
Yes.
take place back in the days for us as well. And hopefully
Yeah,
we can come back with another topic tomorrow, some interesting topic.
absolutely. I just remembered when you mentioned Scrabble in our last video. Let's talk about indoor games.
Absolutely.
ठीक है.
Take
You,
care. I'll see you.
you too. Assalamu alaikum.
It's,
Before you go, we're giving away a free AWS Associate Certification voucher worth $150. Just like this video, subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. One lucky winner will be announced on May 20th.